Okay, good. Hi, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Give everybody a couple minutes. I know we're gonna do some Q&A at the end, but we have a strong cutoff again. Maria's got actually another presentation after this, and I'm excited to share some stuff today. This is really, really cool.
This is really cool.
And
I
you
love
guys,
it.
this is meant to be interactive. So I know Maria was telling us last time that if you have questions, I try not to look at the chat while I'm presenting so it doesn't distract me and I don't get off topic. But post your questions, ask questions, throw stuff in there, and we'll make sure that we're in it at the end. Oh, Tiffany, you're sick too. You have no voice. Okay, so I went to yoga this morning. I did like morning sunrise yoga. 7 a.m. to like get myself in the right space for this to like make sure like everything's flowing and going. But I would say I'm at the tail end of this. So we're trying to make ourselves, that's all we can do. We got to keep ourselves healthy.
So, I don't know, I did a really good presentation with somebody who was like, to go solo or not to go solo? That's the question. And one of my favorite things that she said during the presentation, well, there was a lot, but like one that stuck out is do not suffer in silence.
Yes, amen. My gosh, like
Amen. And I
no.
really hope, and that's why I'm so passionate about this group, and I do these lives like a crazy person, because I do not want you guys to suffer in silence, and I want everybody to be so successful. So please, I really encourage you guys to have the courage to ask questions, because David is here, literally an acne expert. You can just turn on your mic and be like, I need help. And that's why I create the chats and all these places. So I really hope my mission from this and for the rest of the year, even into 2024, I really want to encourage everybody to be brave enough to ask questions. Because
I
it's
know, we
scary.
have there's a lot, as you know, Maria, there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there, and sometimes it gets a little feisty, we'll say, in some of the chats, it gets a little feisty, but the whole idea behind this group is really to provide resources and tools to help you be more successful in your own practice. And we often have like imposter syndrome about like, well, that she's a much more successful than I am, and I'm intimidated by her. But you know what? Everybody started somewhere, you guys. We all started somewhere. And so the beautiful part about these webinars is that we get to impart a little bit of wisdom. You get to tap into my 25-year brain of being in the industry and being able to say, I can implement this into my business today. You don't have to suffer in silence. So if you do have questions, fire away. We're here. That's why we're here.
And for the people, the keyboard warriors, I try my best to like moderate it as like I'm in there and I'm like
I
ban,
know you are.
remove, suspend, because I really want this to be a safe space. And then I was like, oh my God, the dumbest, I still have crazy questions, you know?
I know, so I think that so I look at it and I say, you never, this is the thing about when people in relationships. So when I've given relationship advice, I'm not a relationship expert, but when someone's asked me for advice, I always say, you know what? Do not try to communicate that via a text message. Whatever the space the person is sitting in when they receive that message may have nothing to do with the tone, unless you're a really excellent, articulate writer that can actually convey emotion. You don't know
Yeah.
what that person's mood is in that space. So you don't know how they're receiving it. So they're like, why are you being so rude to me? And you're like, I'm not, I'm seriously not being rude. I'm just trying to give information. So you never know where that's at. But yes, kudos for moderating that because that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, let's get started. If you want to do who you are, I guess my biggest thing was like, just don't suffer in silence. Ask questions because I want everybody to be successful. That's my thing.
Yes. Okay. So you guys, for those of you that don't know, I have a slide in here that talks about me, but I've been in the industry for over 25 years. I've worked in executive level positions with Aveda, Dermalogica, cosmetics. I served as the CEO for Face Reality. I've been around, I've been here for a minute. So the best part about what I feel like we get to convey during these webinars is best practices. So I know you guys, companies, we've spent, I'll leave them nameless, millions of dollars on things that do not work. So I'm obviously not ever going to come on here and try to present something. You see my friend Jane over here. Like, I love talking about her book. It's a great resource. But I'm never going to present something to you that has a proven track record for success. So that's what we're going to present today. And everybody has been asking about doing a retailing class. So we're going to talk about shifting the paradigm in your brain about how we actually do that and navigate this
First
space.
day of learning and video chats.
Someone just asked a question. I heard them. Video chat. So also to you guys, we have something super, super excited at the very, very end. For those of you that have been asking about becoming an acne practitioner. I mean, I just told Maria right before we got on that I was nervous this morning laying on my mat in yoga because we've never unveiled something like this yet. The industry hasn't unveiled anything like this yet. So we're an independent brand, like I've said before, and we are an acne focused company. So with that said, I'll go ahead and share my screen. Okay, we're getting good at this. Gonna move all of our friendly faces over here. All right. Can everybody see my screen? Somebody give me a thumbs up, say hi in the chat. Just let me know that you can hear everything okay. Make sure that we can hear. Thumbs up. Okay, thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. So today we're going to talk about practicing the art of effective, and I crossed out retailing communication. And this is really about shifting your practice from selling to educating. And, you know, Marie and I were talking about, there's an esthetician in the group, she shall remain nameless, but there was somebody that posted something that said, I haven't been an esthetician for 30 years and I've never retailed anything. And I almost fell out of my chair because I know the power of retail, you guys. I know that retail was really the thing that brought most of us through the pandemic. When people couldn't come in for services, they were buying retail. A lot of estheticians converted into virtual practices. So I'm going to show you the power of this and what this actually means and what it actually looks like to really impart this very powerful tool for your overall business and what this means. So like I just said, been in the industry for 25 years. You guys are our brand. You know, people have these long mission statements. Our mission statement is one word, and that's confidence. That is confidence for you, the skincare professional, and confidence for your customers, reinstilling confidence back in people that are suffering with acne. So that is my passion. That's all I do every day. If you've attended one of my webinars before, I'm a fast talker. I have a lot of information. So just know that we will actually repost this so you can view it again. Maria's got now a YouTube channel up. You can always go back to the events tab at the top of the Money Making group on Facebook, and you'll be able to rewatch this again. So don't freak out if there's something that I say and you're like, what the hell did he just say? I missed it. So let me move everybody over here, my slides. So we're going to talk about today the defining importance of retail in the service industry, what this means for your business, what it means to set the stage, because we're creating nonverbal communication by setting the stage. We're going to walk through that, talk about the introduction to retail education. Client consultation, you guys, is so underutilized, and it's such a powerful way to set the stage for an effective retail transaction. We're going to talk about that. Shifting your mindset from selling to educating, of course, building trust and loyalty. One of the things we used to say back in my Aveda days is people buy from people they like and trust. And we are in a very intimate setting where we have the power of touch. I'm going to talk about that on one of my slides. I got this really cool book I want to show you guys. Formulating what your approach is. This is really where your personality is. So I present myself like this is like, you know, Taylor Swift in her era. People would think, based off of what they see about me, is that I am very extroverted. And I do have a very big personality. I can fill up the room. But actually, if you were to take I think, Stephen, what is it called? The Briggs-Myers test, I would actually be considered an introvert. That's how I actually recharge myself. I like to be alone. I like quiet time, despite how I present myself like a spaz. I actually really enjoy alone time, and really that's how I center myself. So your formulating your approach is going to be a lot to do with your personality. Maximizing profits through education. We'll talk a little bit about success stories, and of course, we'll have some amazing Q&A. So what is effective retailing? So I want to give props right now to Stephen. I don't know if you guys can see this sign behind me in my office. He actually created this. You know, Stephen runs the marketing team. So we have a customer in Hawaii called Hawala Salon and Spa. They have a 4-foot retail section. Stephen designed the sign to sit above their retail section. It's beautiful. I cannot wait to see pictures of it, but he designed the sign. So kudos, Stephen. It looks amazing. And I love having it in my office. So one of you, I know you guys are on, there's some Wish Pros in here. They're gonna be like, Stephen needs to design me a sign. He will. So effective retailing means providing a seamless experience for customers, incorporating impactful strategies like visual merchandising, specialized promotions, and customized client solutions, which helps you increase your retail sales and your client loyalty. So what we often think about, or what we actually miss as an opportunity in our industry, is retail as an afterthought. And I've said this before in previous webinars. I see the estheticians that invest a lot of money in modalities, and I'm not against modalities, you guys. They serve a place in our business. You can have modalities that are really effective in your business for helping your service, whatever services you provide. But it doesn't matter what modality you have. If you're doing waxing, if you're doing lashes, if you're treating acne, there needs to be some products that somebody can get the full benefit of their treatment at home. So we never want to discount this. And I know I was just talking to Maria right before we got on. Everybody's at a different budget. So I don't want you to think I need to spend $5,000 in my retail space like right out of the gate. So creating energy through retailing. You guys, everything that we do in our industry, everything that we do with our kids, with our pets, with our relationships is all about energy. And the energy that you give out during a treatment, I want you to think about the energy when you're providing. I always say that estheticians, you guys don't know it. You don't believe that you're all natural born healers. I believe that you're actually attracted to this industry because you have some sort of a healing therapeutic in your DNA, whether you know it or not. The power of touch is a very powerful thing. I'm going to talk about Este's book in a second, but you need to shift your mindset from I'm not selling something. So I'm really educating based on what my client needs. And we're going to highlight the importance of what the education, how we're going to educate our clients about the products and services that we're recommending. So it's not always just about selling a product. You might be recommending a service to go along with it based off of what they're actually presenting, how they're presenting to you today. And then, of course, setting the stage for how you're going to present yourself. I love a 7-figure business. So we start talking about 6-figure businesses a lot. Maria said it on our last webinar, like we want to create a 6-figure business. Well, we know some estheticians in the US that are on the verge of actually moving into a 7-figure business. So just think about that for a minute. There is an opportunity, and it's going to start with retail. So what are the elements? I love our little communication light bulb moment. What are the elements of a strategic client retail? So we have to start all of our business practices. It doesn't matter if it's service, if it's retail, if you want to grow your location, doesn't matter what it is. You guys have to start with an objective. You have to identify what your opportunity is. So if you're thinking to yourself, I did $25 in retail next week and I want to do $10,000 in retail next week, well, you might be putting the cart a little bit too far out there. You might say, you know what, my goal is to do $150 in retail next week. And we're going to talk about the planning aspect of what that actually means, setting the stage, what that actually means for verbal communication. What story are you telling your customer when they walk in the door? Like what impression are you giving? A consultation, this is your number one opportunity to really define what is going to be your retail opportunity with your customer based off of what they're presenting to you during a consultation. Okay, so we're going to talk about that, and we're never going to assume a client's budget, you guys. So it doesn't matter if you have $25 in your checking account and then you're like, wow, the economy's rough. Your personal economy, what's going on with you personally, has nothing to do with your clients, okay? In every economy, whether we're up, we're down, the recession is happening, 2008, real estate's falling out, there are always people that have money. Our industry is still here. It didn't go bust during any of the recessions that we've been through. You've been hearing me. If you've seen a webinar that I've done before, we've been talking about we're getting ready to move into a little bit of a political turmoil with an election process. There's some things going on the planet that are just, it creates a little bit of uneasiness. So my goal for you is to never assume what a client's budget is, okay? And then, of course, we're going to talk about implementation. We can't go through this without implementing what we're learning. So strategic planning. So the first step in your planning is defining a goal. And I want you to think about your goals based off of where your business is today. I've had Tiffany, thank you for being in here today. I think Georgia's probably in here today if she's not practicing. Georgia's a Wish Pro down in Austin, Texas. We were having some communication about gaining new clients this week. And I will tell you, she had a really great, I hope she doesn't mind me showing this. She had a $2,500 day last week. And she's like, I really want to get more of that. And I said, you know what? Celebrate your successes, because if you had a $2,500 day, you're actually doing something right. So we can build on that $2,500 day and turn it into a $3,500 day, $4,500 day, a $5,500 day by refining and defining really what you want your next goal to be. So you can take this, you guys. Goal setting it seems cumbersome, but it's really just the art of taking a little notepad and just writing down, okay, this is what I did in retail last week. And you can take it, say, I want to do $300,000 in retail next year, and then break it down to a month, or break it down to a week, break it down to a day. So it feels very achievable to you. And it's not something that's so far out there, like I could never do that. But if your goal is to sell $500 of retail, do you have that amount of inventory on hand? So you may say, yes, I want to sell $500 and I have one lonely conditioning hydro mist sitting on my shelf. Well, guess what? This is a $28 retail product. How are you going to reach your $500 goal if you haven't set your retail shelf up for success with at least $500 worth of retail? So we got to make sure that our inventory matches whatever our goal is. So famous line, plan your work and work your plan. If you look at your books for a week, I know that the majority of your clients that are coming in next week are going to be acne clients. Of course, you're going to stock your acne focused products and making sure that you've got enough stuff on your shelf to support it. Same goes true for offering for waxing or for lashes. You're going to have some home care that's going to be recommended as part of those services. And we're all consumers on this. So we want to make sure that, as we're giving effective services to our clients, the service doesn't end in our treatment room when we're done doing a treatment. It's really about maintaining products. Anybody that has ever treated acne, I know a lot of you guys in here are Wish Pros. I love you. Thank you. Anyone that's ever treated acne knows that 80% of the heavy lifting is with clients using their home care at home. So you're not going to be able to come in every 2 weeks and get a chemical peel. You're going to spend 15, 20 minutes doing extractions, put a really great oil-free moisturizer with niacinamide on their face, and then them not do anything between the time they see you again and clear their acne. We know that's not the case. So that becomes part of your equation. So a couple things I want you to think about. Think about the actual cost. So in the business where we say COG, that means cost of goods, of performing a service. And I want you to keep in mind your labor is not free. I know when we're giving our cousins facials and they're like, I want a free service. Your labor is not free. There's value to you, your body, your hands, performing the service, the products that you're using, the towels you're using, the sheets that you're washing. Those things cost money. So when you're thinking about the actual cost that it takes to execute a treatment, we often think about in the industry, like, I'll give you an example. So like Restoraplex, one of our peels. So when you do a full wish treatment, your actual cost of goods, cleanser, toner, moisturizer, your actual peel application, your total cost is about $5 to $7 per treatment. Some people have obviously different size faces. So you're going to use maybe an extra 2 pumps of SPF to make sure you're giving them good coverage. That would be the cost of service of just the products that you're using to perform that service. But you got to take into account, you're spending money on laundry, your sheets, you have rent, you have overhead, you may be paying a utility bill, you might be paying a water bill. All those things are associated with a cost of doing service. Okay, so think about that. And now I want you to think about, what is the cost of you actually retailing a product? Now, if you bought let's just say a micro moisture, it retails for, off the top of my head, $36. And you're thinking about, okay, well, what is the actual cost? So divide that by 2. Let's do easy math. Let's say $28. And we spent $14 out of our pocket to purchase this product. We're going to retail it for $28. The first time that you sell this product, of course, you've got a $14 profitability margin in this product. The second, the third, the fourth, the fifth time that someone's purchasing this product from you guys, this is your highest profitable piece of our service industry. So it doesn't matter what we tell you. I know there are some things out there where some modalities where they're called consumables. We have to replace things. The cost of service can be $150, $200. I understand that your retail is really going to impact your bottom line. And even if your clients are not coming in for a service, they can still purchase retail from you, which is straight to your bottom line. So do not underestimate this. So maintaining long-term relationships with your clients through the retail process. So we talked about this on the last webinar. I went to the research on it. It's actually from a study that American Spa did way back in 2014. Approximately a client purchasing one product from you, so retailing one product, they have a 50% more likelihood of returning to your business by purchasing a single product from you. So retail is the most profitable aspect of your business. And now that you're thinking about this relationship that you're gaining with them, and I know my acne practitioners, you guys are retailing 4 and 5 and 6 products. And Maria was talking about, she did a wish treatment on a teen client, and the ticket was $383 on our last webinar. So we know that there's an opportunity, but it's not just about you and your service. We're thinking about this from a business perspective of, how do I actually build my profitability in my business? And that's going to be a lot of it through retail. So setting the stage, you guys, this is, when I walk into a space and I see a dusty shelf, I want to push like the button. We can't have dusty shelves. We can't have wax on the floor. We need to be in a very clinical environment. It needs to feel clean. It needs to smell clean. We're conveying a story, whether you have a retail area or you are a single room operator. If you have the luxury of having a retail space where people check in and out, you can really create an immersive experience in this space by letting people have the opportunity to touch. So there was, and Estee Lauder, I'll talk about her book over here in a second. It's not in publication anymore, but if you guys have the opportunity, we're going to talk about this because it's all about retail. Those of you that don't know Estee Lauder, it's in department stores, it's Jo Malone, it's Aveda, it's everything, they own everything. But of course, the makeup and the cosmetics, few people don't remember that at the beginning when Estee actually started. Can you guys see her picture here in the back? She looks like royalty. She actually sold to salons because retailers wouldn't take her out of the gate. So the foundation of Estee Lauder actually started in salons. So we got to give props to our industry because everything has to start somewhere, right? So when what type of a story are you telling when you go into your space? You're never going to go into a department store, a Sephora, an Ulta, a Target, a grocery store, and see one product on the shelf. If you see one lonely product on the shelf, your mind immediately goes to, what is wrong with this? For a long time, there was a whole period in the industry where everyone was locking their retail up and hiding it behind the counter. And I'm like, okay, we've done studies. We know that when retail is out and about and people can actually touch it, your retail sales go up. People want to try things. If you have testers of product and you let people actually, you're giving them the ultimate testing opportunity by doing a treatment, but it gives you the opportunity to say, go up and try these products. You've got a sufficient amount of inventory in the product. In their minds, it says, yes, they're going to have this product when I come back. Amazing. Do your products match your mission? So do I have candles? Do I have a bunch of essential oils? Do I have a bunch of holistic products? But yet I'm a clinical esthetician, hammering stuff out in my treatment room. And, I'm doing a lot of microneedling and I'm doing a lot of acne treatments and I'm doing a lot of clinical stuff. And then you got candles. It's not matching your mission. And your opportunity overall you're not maximizing your opportunity by your retail should match what you're doing in your treatment room. So if you have the option to create an immersive retail experience that encourages people trying, touching products, messaging, by all means, I know that we don't all have the space to do that, but if you do, utilize that space. I've seen some really cool retail spaces where people have done a really great job identifying their retail products. So consultation and knowing your customer is actually called KYC, not KFC. But this is really your consultation, you guys, is your opportunity. We are in an industry where the power of touch, we can't underestimate the power of touch. Now we have this, I don't even know if we've sent these to you, Maria, yet. You're probably going to get them on an order upcoming in the future. But Stephen created these beautiful cards that actually give you the opportunity to check off when a person's supposed to use the product in the morning, in the evening, write some instructions in here. Maybe there's another product that's going in the mix, but it gives you the opportunity based off of what's going on in your consultation on how to identify which product. So before you actually even start doing your treatment, you're actually thinking about in your consultation, the client's actually telling you what they need. So I have made the ultimate mistake with walking up to a client who's been shopping and immediately assumed why they were there. And I was like, you have acne, so I'm immediately recommending acne products. And the customer was actually talking about hyperpigmentation on their nose. And I kind of had to put my tail between my legs for a minute because I'm like, ooh, that's me being a yak mouth, verbally vomiting all over what I think you need. No. We're going to ask questions about what the customer needs, what they feel their needs are. And then you're going to correctly look at that and make sure that you're making the recommendations based on what they tell you that their needs are. Of course, you're going to look at their face up close. You're going to make some recommendations based off your professional evaluation. Also, a pro tip, looking at your bookings for the day and deciding how long has it been since this person purchased product last time, so that you can automatically say, you know what, I know you're out of cleanser. It's been 5 weeks since you got your last cleanser. We got to replenish your cleanser already out of the gate, knowing that. So we at Wish, we say product mastery. When you sign up, when you actually purchase the course and get a welcome kit, we send you this beautiful booklet. This is your study guide that walks you through. You've got protocols, there's nutrition handouts in here, which are also, by the way, You have downloads in the course so you can actually give them to your clients. That's a question I get a lot of the time. Foods to avoid, foods to recommend. That's all part of your little product mastery book. It's amazing. I love it. It's like we keep updating it. Of course, we're never going to stop updating or editing. But one of the things that is so important, you guys, is you need to love and love. I capitalize love and I underlined it. You need to love the products and the brands that you partner with. Okay. If you do not love your products, you are not going to retail your products. I'm telling you right now, just because the person in the spa that you think is successful down the street from you carries a certain brand and you're like, I need to carry that brand because they're successful and they have that brand, but you don't necessarily love it. This is about energy, you guys, and it conveys you need to love your products. Tiffany, I'm going to call you out here for a second because we had a conversation a couple weeks ago. She had just got her first retail order. And she was saying, I was a little hesitant because one of our vitamin C serums, it's the most expensive product. Of course, I don't have one on my desk right now. It's called C21. And she's like, I didn't know, it's a $62 product. She sold out of her Phytoactive and her C21 the very first week. And this was really because she loves the product and she's using the product. She's seeing the benefits from the product. So if you don't love the products and brands, you need to start doing some research right now to really understand a good brand partnership like we talked about in a couple webinars ago, but also making sure that you love the products, that they're matching your company ethos, who you are, what do you represent. If you want to be that holistical, I just made up a new word. If you want to be that holistic esthetician that is about feel-good treatments and fluffy essential oils, they feel good and do that, that's great. You carry brands that support that. If you're going to be a clinical esthetician, I believe that consumers are looking for results in the treatment room, and there is that relaxing treatment, and you can go get that sometimes, but most people are looking for results. You want to make sure that you have those products. Are you focusing on a single product? Are you carrying too many brands? So another mistake, you guys, I'm telling you, for a single room operator, you really can't master more than 2 product lines. You really can't be the expert at all these things. We have 22 products in Wish, and I am an expert at every single one of those products because it's all I do every day. But if there's brands out there that have 150, 200 products, you cannot master all of those products successfully and be able to love all those products and convey that message to your customers. It's too much. So asking yourself, are your products, are they performance driven? Are they going to actually get results? Are the products you stock, are you an expert, of course, at the products you stock? And, again, I believe in product mastery. I believe consumers are looking for mastery, you guys. They want to understand that you know what you're talking about, and that's going to be through confidence, which is going to be through postgraduate, after you graduated from aesthetic school, education. So your confidence in how you convey a message, whether you're talking about your services or your products, is going to give you, somebody's already actually buying the course. We're not even actually there yet. Congratulations to that person. So the paradigm shift in shifting from selling to educating. So what is the difference between selling and educating? Selling is you don't ask questions. You immediately start pushing products on a consumer that they haven't asked, you haven't even determined what they actually need. And, I was guilty of this early in my career where we would just verbally vomit all over a customer because I was so excited about Aveda and like all the amazing things we have. And I'm like, oh, you have to try this candle. Do you need this lotion? And you know what? The customer's like, what are you talking about? I need a shampoo. Like, that's not what I'm here. So we're really going to educate. What is the product going to do? How am I going to use it? When am I going to use it? How long can I expect? What kind of results can I look for? This is the approach that you're going to get with being really mastering and being extra successful with your retailing practice. Okay. So I'm going to talk about some examples, but we all know Dermalogica. Most of you guys, if you've been to aesthetic school in the last 5 years, you've experienced Dermalogica in your schools. Aveda has mastered the art of retailing with, 4-foot sections and the shelving units and making sure there's a tester shelf, like all of these things. Those are opportunities for you to really look at some of these bigger companies and look at how they've created immense success for themselves and say, how can I implement this now on my level? Like, what can I do in my single treatment room or my little 150 square feet? I know if Lynn is on here watching, Lynn practices by UCLA. She's also a certified Wish Pro. She doesn't have enough room in her treatment room, so she has to actually bring her products with her based off the clients that she's seeing during that day. She knows what retail people are going to be repurchasing, and she brings it with her daily. So you got to make it work for what's actually going to work for your space. So how are you going to formulate your approach? And you guys, this is, just because we're out in the industry and there's a lot of great products. I was with one of my educators with cosmetics, Marilyn. She actually works for SkinCeuticals now. I love her. We were in a grand opening of a Blue Mercury in Atlanta, and the sales associate, they don't know who we are, right? We're just in there. It's a grand opening. It was actually across the street from our office. Of course, we got to show up, be nosy and see what's going on. The sales associate was talking about a product that had diamond dust in it. And she looked at us with conviction and told Marilyn and I that diamond dust goes to the dermis. And it took every ounce of my professional body to not burst out into laughter, because anybody that knows anything about the skin, you're not applying a product with diamond dust on it topically and it's going down and penetrating to your dermis. So we're never going to recommend a product or service that we don't truly believe in. You've got to, I always say, when you're looking to bring in a brand or you're looking to partner with a brand, we send out a welcome kit so that you guys get one of each of the products when you sign up for the course. If you choose that option to get a welcome kit, I want you to play with the products. I want you to understand what it's like to work with a non-actinogenic sunscreen, because it's a little bit different than your traditional emollient sunscreens. You got to learn how to work with that. How to evenly spread it around the skin is a little bit different than a traditional sunscreen. You need to understand how to recommend these products based off of your personal experience. So recommending products with explanations, how to actually use the product, when to use the product, how much of the product to use. I am guilty of this, you guys, because I know every time an esthetician talks to me, all of our products are in airless pumps. And this is probably more for me than it is for anybody else, because when you're recommending a serum from us or you're recommending a moisturizer, everything is dispensed with meter dose pumps. So when you're recommending to your clients, everything's in airless with the exception of phytoactive. You're going to basically tell your client, you're going to use 1 pump of this cleanser. You're going to use 1 pump of this serum, or maybe you're going to use 2 to 3 pumps of moisturizer based off the type of skin you have or the amount of face, the area you need to cover. You're going to demonstrate these products. The power of touch here when you're demonstrating products is such a huge, huge, huge opportunity. I'll tell you again, back in this, back to my essay book, I love it. If you can get it, it's not in production anymore. So you got to find it on Amazon. It's usually kind of pricey, but if you can find it, essay talks about the power of touch and really putting product on people's faces. We have the ultimate opportunity in the aesthetic industry to really be able to put products on people's faces and let them experience it, feel it, smell it. We don't use any synthetic fragrance in any Wish products. People, when they're getting acne treatments, they tend to be a little sensitized. We're using hydroxy acids. They might be using a BPO. So we keep everything fragrance free, but explaining that to a customer and like how sheer a moisturizer is and how it's going to actually keep their skin from becoming too oily. These are things, and of course, questions and concerns that you can address at the end of your treatment as you're completing your service. So we don't want to think about ever that we just finish, they get off the table, we walk out, they put their clothes back on and they leave. Absolutely not. This is part of your process when you're explaining how to actually use your products and the treatment that you just did, the cleanser that you just used. This is your opportunity to really solidify the beautiful treatment that you just gave your client. So this is also another exercise. And I think, Tiffany, I don't know if I was telling you, I might've been telling you to role play. I know for sure I was telling Georgia this week. Role playing, find girlfriend, boyfriend, kids, your husband, whomever, your best friend, whatever. You got to get yourself to a place that you're very, very comfortable. And you guys, the growth that comes from business in the industry is really stretching yourself out of your comfort zone. So understanding that, not everybody is an amazing retailer. Not everybody has my energy or my knowledge of how to formulate a product or the actual technologies that actually go into formulating a product. Not everybody has that, but you know what? You can learn it. There's nothing that I do in the day-to-day practice of my business and teaching people about Wish and how to use Wish products that I haven't learned myself. So there are 3 things when you're starting out, the very basic retail. That's a little common sense. Because you said, I recommend which will. So if you don't remember anything else from this webinar today, when you start thinking about, so you do your consultation and your client's like, yeah, I've been breaking out. I've just started. I started breaking out on my chin around my cycle. Because you said that you're experiencing hormonal acne, I'm going to recommend Phytoactive Clearing Serum, which is going to help mitigate those breakouts around your monthly cycle. Boom, done. If you don't remember anything else, because you said I recommend, which will. Now, what I would recommend to become a really, really awesome expert at this is get with your friends, get your products off your shelf, and practice retailing with your friends, because this is really going to give you this opportunity to become an expert at what you're doing and just be very comfortable with the conversation. It is okay. This is the other thing. I know we're in an industry, it's a lot of emotions. It is okay that somebody says no to you, or I can't take all of those products today. That's okay. You know what? I can just take my toner today, David. That's what I've got budget. That's okay. But if you didn't present those products to them, or that moisturizer, or explain the importance of why they're going to want a probiotic serum for their skin, you're missing an opportunity. So it's really, really important for you to think about the end of your service and not just saying, okay, I'm sending my client out the door. I'm going to review the service that we just did. I'm going to check the times and the times that people use these products. I'm going to make a recommendation on these, one of our beautiful prescription pads. A lot of brands have these. You're going to find something like this. Recommend when they need to come in for their next service. Check that box, all of that good stuff. Okay. So implementation. Retail should be at the forefront of your business objectives, you guys. I have watched people, I've sat down with people and said, what are your goals for your business? And I remember way, way back in the day, a small little mountain community that I used to service. This salon owner said to me, David, I want to buy a house. And I said, okay, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to break down what they needed money for a down payment for the house. I'm like, this is how we're going to do it. And we actually took an annual goal. We broke it down into months, and then we broke it down into weeks. How many products needed to move out of the salon each day, how many events we needed to execute. You guys, I have a friend in Florida who had a $30,000 event on a Thursday evening in a 2.5 hour time. She sold services, she sold gift cards, she sold a lot of products. $30,000, you guys, in a couple of hours. So there is an opportunity here, and she used to be one of my reps. So I'm like, we train, we know what we're doing, okay? Don't underestimate the power of goal setting, because that's really how you're going to define an opportunity for yourself and where you want to go. If you're doing $100 in retail right now and you want to be doing $10,000 next week, probably not going to happen. But you know what? You can go from $100 to $300. You can pull a Maria and have a $383 teen acne facial, and making sure the retail and the service goes with it. So there's an opportunity there. So effective retailing is about educating your clients based on their needs. So through that consultation process, asking questions. You guys, if you're ever stumped by what to do in a retail transaction, ask a question. What products are you currently using? Are you getting the results that you like? How long have you been using those products? How long have you had this hyperpigmentation? How long have you had this acne? Does this acne stick with you every month? Just start asking questions and let the customer, the client, the patient, the guest tell you what their needs are. And then you can then formulate a plan for the products that you're going to send them home with. Okay, so again, applied knowledge versus learned knowledge versus applied knowledge. You can watch these webinars with me all the time. You can get really, really excited. You can feel my emotions with it. But if you're not going to apply some of this to your business, pick one thing. Even if it's just like, you're like, I'm going to go back to my shelf this week and I'm going to learn everything I can about the moisturizer that I sell. I'm going to learn 3 or 4 top ingredients. I'm going to learn the positioning of it. I'm going to be the master at it. And I'm going to recommend it to every client that comes into my, there's not a skin type that wouldn't benefit from micro moisture. It's 5% niacinamide. It's oil-free. We recommend it for everybody with active acne. You're going to focus and see the power of your confidence conveyed in your retail sales. So that is the implementation. Now I need a sort of a drum roll here, because we are actually going to show you guys. Okay, so I talked to Marie about this morning. You know, we're an independent brand, we're private. We have the opportunity to do this. We've been obviously doing these webinars for months now. I've been having hundreds of conversations with a lot of estheticians, and we want to meet people where they're at. So anybody that has ever purchased an iPhone, anybody that's ever maybe purchased a new laptop, and they're like, you know what, I have a cute little wish emblem on my laptop. Of course, everything is blue to match the brand. We know that people need to be met where they're at with their budget, and they can't always, you know, interest rates are going up kind of crazy with credit cards and things like that. So we've got 2 amazing offers for you guys today. First of all, you're the first group of people to see this Black Friday exclusive deal. So if you're watching this in the replay, This deal, I actually forget what Steven actually told me when it's going to end. Monday night, this coming Monday at midnight. Steven, type it in the chat if I'm incorrect. He just told me right before we started. We've got two amazing deals. So never to be seen from, never to be heard from again. This is Black Friday because actually the Thursday that we would be doing this in November would actually fall on Thanksgiving. So we're revealing this to you now. So what is this Black Friday situation? So we are offering a $2,350 value for $750. Okay. What is that actually going to get you? It's going to get you a free welcome kit. That's one of each of the products that comes with this handy little dandy product mastery guide. You're going to get a little sample of your little cards that you can look at, all the things that you're going to learn. You're going to get access to the acne course. We're going to teach you about nutrition. We're going to teach you about acne types. We're going to teach you about subtype 2 rosacea. We're going to tell you what to recommend to your clients, what not to recommend to your clients. You're going to get a whole bunch of downloads, intake forms, all that stuff is going to be in the course. You're going to get 24/7 access. Of course, when you pass the course, you're going to get your Wish Pro. I'm so happy that you guys are so excited to display these things on your walls. It makes me so happy. You get a Wish Pro certificate for your wall. You're going to get access to wholesale and professional offerings. You get a 1-hour, $500 consultation call with yours truly when you graduate. I am going to help you strategize on what your next steps are, whether that's a marketing plan, how you're going to address your current clients, how you're going to go after new clients. We're going to spend 1 hour on the phone when you graduate with me. And of course, you're going to have ongoing access to me. So you guys, Black Friday exclusive. This is a limited number. We have to pre-assemble our welcome boxes. When we sell out of that, it's done. I'm not doing this again. You are not going to see this offer again. Let me just be clear. Let me look at the camera. You're not going to see this offer again. The prices are going to go up in 2024. So if you are thinking about becoming an acne practitioner, now is your time. You can either scan this if you're looking at it on a computer or use code MMBF. Money making Black Friday. Use that code at checkout and it will automatically discount the bundle for you. So here's another amazing opportunity. So for so you can use Shop Pay, you guys. If you want to use Shop Pay with that previous offer, you can do that. I have nothing to do with Shop Pay. I literally have no control over it. It is about you and what you've done with Shop Pay. But you could apply that $750. Say I want Shop Pay. It'll probably give you like a $50 a month, $75 a month payment option based off the terms you choose. Now here's where we are stepping up as a brand to the plate. We are offering an interest-free $150 a month for 12 months to get a welcome kit, acne course, of course, portal access, your acne practitioner credentials, access to our wholesale and pro. You get a $500 onboarding call with me, and of course, ongoing business support. You can sign up for this offer. You don't even need a code for this. It will literally give you 0% APR. $150 a month, and you can get yourself started and get yourself going with acne. So that's a lot. I love that. I'm super excited. Again, it is a brand new thing. Here are the offers together. Again, whether you want to choose the $150 a month. So this is the thing that I want you guys to also learn. When we look at these things, we're like, oh my gosh, $750. You guys know that you can make that up in like a day, right? When you start treating acne, you do a $300 service with retail. Like these are very, very amazing, low barrier to entry. And that's because I want you guys to be successful. I want you to have the opportunity to see how being an acne certified practitioner can really change your business. Now, if you're not here for acne and you just were here for the retail class, that's okay too. Send this to a friend, talk to it. We're going to post it in the group, what the deals are. They are going to sell out. They always sell out. So if you're interested in it, go for it. All right. So that was my spiel. I'm going to open up the chat so I can see if there's any questions. You can always email us at support@wishskinhealth.com. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Wish Skin Health, and you can call me or text me at the number that's on the screen. It's 760-409-3600. See, somebody's already buying the course again. I love that. So you guys have an opportunity to, if you want to engage or you want to book some time, you want to ask some more questions, by all means. Okay, let me go through here and open up the chat. That was a lot. Let me actually have a little sip of my tea. Let's see. So looks great. Yes, please. My boyfriend says he loves the pump bottles on the cleansers. I love that. You don't even know, Tiffany, the I'm crazy. For those of you that have worked with me up close and personal, I'm crazy about how products are actually dispensed, the whole experience of actually what the product feels like in your hand, what it actually feels like when you're spraying it, how like this is a toning mist so that it's very, very lightweight. I'm obsessed with that. So your experience for your customers, making sure that things are in airless pumps. The only thing that we don't have in an airless pump is our phytoactive. It does come with a dropper, and we actually just tell people to use about that much product. And that is, I don't know if you can actually see that up close. That is because there's so many actives in that product. It needs glass to stay stable. So that's awesome. I love that. So much effort and so many years into curating the perfect pumps and products. Yes, Steven knows my crazy. When I tell you that I tested no less than 50 sprayers, atomizer for conditioning hydromist, that's not crazy. So there's the discount code in there. We do have a limited number. There's 32. We have these pre-assembled ready to go. Kim said, David sold my first Mandelic yesterday. LOL, you are glowing even though you aren't feeling. Thank you. I sprayed my toner before we started. I appreciate you, Kim. I love you. Actually, Kim's in Philadelphia. So you guys, since we started doing these webinars, we have people all over the country that are lighting up. And I will tell you that Maria knows, I am a generous brand owner, founder, person in this industry. If you called me and you said, oh, here's a good question. Let me answer this first and I'll answer that. If you called me and said, David, you know what? I want to run a promotion with my clients. I'm going to reward you guys with kindness, and I'm going to send you some extra products to do a promotion. If you're trying to build new clientele, if you want to do, as we're coming into the holidays here and you want to sell gift certificates and you want to give away a product with a gift certificate, you guys, I'm here for that. I'm helping one of our clients. They're going to do a cyber week in Hawaii. They're going to run 25% off on a, there's like digital stuff that goes on the week of Black Friday. I'm supporting them with phytoactive so they can choose to do those promotions. I am not in an ivory tower, you guys. I'm here to support your business. I want you to be successful. The more that you grow, the more that we grow. So I really want the opportunity for you to really step up and say, David, you know what? Call me. So I see that we've got 2 minutes. So I'm going to answer this question. And then if you guys have any further questions, go back there. How many months would you say most clients begin to clear? So this is a big question. It's really about the type of acne that you have. So I'm going to give you a general case scenario. If somebody has mild to moderate, let's just say moderate inflamed acne, you're looking at a 90-day clearing process. Now, Tiffany just sent me some pictures last week where a client is literally had a transformation in her skin. And I want to say, Tiffany, it's been under 2 weeks. So, but on average, is your name, how do I pronounce it?